Hi ladies, it's Mr. Russell, and today this is a Zoom lesson, so please watch this video if you missed the Zoom or if you just wanted to see how something else was explained. So we're putting together what we learned yesterday, where we learned how to set up the exterior angle theorem, and we're now going to actually be putting that into practice. So we're going to be setting up and then solving. Today's learning target is I can apply the exterior angle theorem by determining the value of an angle. And as you may recall, the exterior angle theorem states that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measure of its two remote interior angles or its two adjacent interior angles, as long as it's not this angle right here. Can't be that angle. So if we look at this visual, what we're saying is interior plus interior equals your exterior, or the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B equals the measure of angle 1. So let's actually apply the exterior angle theorem and solve some of these problems. So in some of them it says find the value of x, some of them it says find the value of an angle, and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply the exterior angle theorem. So when we apply the exterior angle theorem, we have to pay very close attention. So when we look, we have, for this question, we want to find the value of angle D. So if we look, we have two interior angles. We have 3x and 4x plus 5. So our setup is going to be, if you want, you can always write down I plus I equals E. So interior plus interior equals your exterior. So in this case, I have a 3x and a 4x plus 5. And that's going to be equal to my exterior angle of 68. So the first thing I have to ask myself is, we're 10th graders, we should know how to solve an equation by now. There shouldn't be as many hiccups. So we go through our PCVNA strategy. I'm not gonna write down PCVNA, we're just gonna go through it. Do I have parentheses? Nope. Can I combine anything? Yes, I can. I can combine 3x and 4x. 3x plus 4x is 7x. And then I get my plus 5 equals 68. Now I have to ask myself, I did my combining of like terms. Are all my variables on one side of my equation? Yes, they are. Are all my numbers on the other side? No, they aren't. So I have to ask myself, how do I get rid of that plus 5? I'm going to take away a 5 from both sides of my equation. When I take away a 5 from both sides of my equation, I get a 7x equals 63. So I need to ask myself, how do I get rid of that multiplied by 7? I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 7, getting me x is equal to 9. Here's the issue though. Am I asking you what x is, or am I asking you the angle? I'm asking you an angle. So what we need to do is we need to go back to our image and figure out angle D is 4x plus 5. So everywhere I see an x, I got to put a 9, or substitute a 9. So I get 4 times 9 plus 5. 4 times 9 is 36. 36 plus 5 is 41. So I get a 41 degree angle. So I can say angle D is 41 degrees. And that's your final answer. Let's go on to our next image. In this question, it's not asking you to find an angle, it's just asking you to find x. So we set up, we solve, we're done. So again, we can write down interior plus interior equals our exterior. So if we look at this image, our interior angles are 60 and 2x. So I can do 2x plus 60 equals my exterior angle of 94. If you want, I'll write them down this time. I'll do PCVNA. Do we have parentheses? Nope. Can I combine any like terms? Can't combine a 2x and a 60, so I have to move down the list. Are all my variables on the left-hand side? Yes, they are. Are my numbers on the right-hand side? They aren't. So I got to get rid of this 60 by subtracting 60 from both sides of my equation. And I get 2x is equal to 34. And then I get rid of that 2 by dividing. So I get x is equal to 17. And that's your final answer. Okay, number 3. Find the value of x and your 3 interior angles. So what it's asking you is actually to find this angle, and this angle. So we do our setup. I plus I is equal to E. I plus I is equal to E. Interior plus interior equals your exterior. So if I look at my image, my interior angles are 24 degrees and 2x plus 18. So I have 24 plus 2x plus 18 is equal to my exterior angle of 3x plus 6. The first thing I need to do is ask myself, do I have parentheses? I don't. Can I combine any like terms? I can. 24 plus 18. Take out the calculator. I get 42. So I can say 2x plus 42 equals 3x plus 6. Now I have to ask myself, are all my variables on one side? They aren't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract a 3x from both sides of my equation. So I get negative 1x plus 42 equals 6. I now need to get that 42 to the right-hand side. So I'm going to subtract 42 from both sides of my equation. Get negative 1x equals, well, 6 minus 42 is negative 36. And then divide by a negative 1. And get x equals 36. So we solved for x. Now what we need to do is find those interior angles. So I know my interior angles are 24 degrees. That's 1. Don't even have to plug in. I'm now going to plug in 36 for x. I get 2 times 36 plus 18. 2 times 36 is 72. Plus 18 is 90. So this is a 90-degree angle. So we have 90 degrees and 24 degrees. We know triangles have 180 degrees. So that means this angle right here is going to be 180 minus 90 minus 24. Do 180 minus 90 minus 24, and I get 66. So my angles in this triangle are 24 degrees, 90 degrees, and 66 degrees. That's your final answer. Number 4, determine the measure of angle QRH. So if I look, I want to find the measure of QRH. So I want to find the value of 8 plus 6x. We approach it the exact same way as the others. Interior plus interior equals your exterior. So if I look, my interior angles are 4x plus 2 and 30. So I have 4x plus 2 plus 30 equals my exterior angle of 8 plus 6x. So I do some PCVNA action. No parentheses. I can combine. 2 and 30 gives me a 32. So I have 4x plus 32 equals 8 plus 6x. Are all my variables on one side? They aren't, so I'm going to subtract a 6x from both sides of my equation. I get negative 2x plus 32 equals 8. I now need the numbers on the other side, so I'm going to take away 32. Get negative 2x equals negative 24. And then I divide by a negative 2. And get x is equal to 12. If we look at the question, it's asking us to find the value of an angle. So I go to my image, my 8 plus 6x, and I just plug it in. 8 plus 6 times 12. Well, 6 times 12 is 72, right? 6 times 12, 72. Yep, and then 72 plus 8 is 80. So I get angle QRH is 80 degrees. Let's do some critical thinking. So, error analysis. A student was shown the diagram below. Their work is below. Explain what the student did incorrectly. just explain what the student did incorrectly. My apologies. So if we look, what the student did was 116 plus 55 is equal to x. And then said x is equal to 171. Well, if we know 171 is an obtuse angle. So 171 is an obtuse angle. And if we look at our visual, this is an acute angle. So we already know that's wrong. But if we look, 116 is on the exterior. Our interior angles are 55 and x. So what our equation should be is 55 plus x equals 116. So what the student did incorrectly was they did interior plus exterior equals interior. Not true. And we're going to talk about that more in class on Tuesday. Our next example, one of my favorite students to pick on, is Tasvia correct? When shown the diagram below, Tasvia had said that we cannot solve for x because that is the only interior angle that is shown. Do you agree or disagree with Tasvia? Explain your reasoning. So remember, the way the exterior angle theorem works is that if we have two interior angles, we can say interior plus interior is equal to our exterior. So if we look at this image, we have an interior angle of x, and we have an exterior angle of 118. If we look, we have this little square thing right here. We know that that square actually represents something. It represents a 90-degree angle. So what we can do is we can actually say x plus 90 is equal to 118. So I disagree with Tasvia. I think we can solve for x because guess what? We actually do have an interior angle. We have two interior angles. We have a 90-degree angle and an angle that's x degrees. All right, that's it for today. Make sure you do your Delta Math assignment. It should be 3 or 4 questions. And if you have any questions, email myself or Miss Colorundo. Have a great day, ladies.